I had a list. I had a map. I had a small bag. My entire trip was planned with a kind of careful precision, a series of steps laid out like stones across a river. I felt ready, schedules in hand, the quiet confidence of a seasoned traveler. Then, in a moment, the world tilted. I lost my passport. The realization hit me. Slow, cold dread. It was gone. I felt my pockets again. Then again, a frantic, useless ritual. My heart began to beat a frantic rhythm against my ribs. The train station was a blur of motion and sound. It was an old place filled with the echoes of 1,000 departures and arrivals. The air was thick with the scent of steam and something vaguely sweet. People swirled around me, their faces a gallery of purpose and direction. I sat down heavily on a worn wooden bench, its surface polished smooth by countless travelers before me. I looked at my empty hands, then at the bustling crowd. In that sea of humanity, I'd never felt more alone. My mind raced, searching for a solution that was not there. I tried to think clearly, to retrace my steps. At the ticket counter, in the small cafe where I bought a bottle of water. The people around me spoke with a rapid, musical cadence. Their words were a river of sound I could not navigate. Laughter in the air, hands moving, telling stories I couldn't decipher. I tried to ask for help. I approached a guard. I pointed to my empty pocket. Then I pointed to my face, miming a lost passport. He smiled and nodded. He pointed toward the train. The misunderstanding deepened my isolation. I was a ghost in their vibrant world. I returned to my bench, island of despair. I took out my dying phone. I showed the screen to a passing man. He glanced, shrugged, and walked on. A woman with a kind face paused. She wore a bright blue scarf. She gently touched my arm.
She said a soft word in her language, then slowly, "Come."
I stood and followed her. We walked into warm afternoon sun, narrow cobbled streets, small shops overflowing with goods, the smell of baking bread, the scent of spices. She pushed a small wheeled cart piled with vegetables. She called to someone in a doorway. A man with a creased smile emerged, flour on his apron. He wiped his hands. He came back with a small steaming cup. He offered it to me. Tea, sweet and fragrant with mint. The warmth seeped into my hands, the steam a small blessing. The woman and the man led me through a labyrinth of alleys I never would have found on my own. It was a world away from the tourist maps I had studied so carefully. We arrived at a small, unassuming building with a simple wooden sign. Inside it was a modest office, cluttered with papers, books. A man with graying hair and thoughtful eyes sat behind a large desk. He looked up as we entered. The baker explained my situation in a flurry of words. The man at the desk listened patiently, his gaze resting on me with a look of paternal concern. He did not speak English, but he understood the universal language of distress. He gestured for me to sit. I pointed to my phone, showing him the photo of my passport I had wisely taken weeks ago. He studied the image, then looked at my face, a slow nod of recognition. He took out a fresh sheet of paper and a fountain pen. With a steady hand, he began to write. His script was neat and elegant, a series of beautiful flowing characters. He was not filling out a form, he was crafting a personal note, a key to unlock the next door for me. When he finished, he held the paper out to me. On it, alongside the graceful lines of his own language, he had carefully written an address in a single phrase in English. "Go here, ask for Mr. Hassan." He then drew a simple, clear map on the back with landmarks, a fountain, a large tree, a red door. He handed it to me, not like a bureaucratic document, but like a gift. It was more than just a piece of paper. It was a testament to trust, a promise that I was not alone in this. This note was my new passport, issued by the Consulate of Human Kindness. The baker, the woman with the blue scarf, did not leave me then. They walked with me, their presence a silent reassurance to a bustling bus stop beneath a large leafy tree. Section 4. Gifts of the Night Market. That night, after securing a simple room with the help of my new note, I felt a pull to go back outside. The fear was gone, replaced by a quiet curiosity. I walked back toward the center of the small town, drawn by the distant sound of music and a warm glow in the sky. I found a night market, strings of glowing bulbs over busy stalls. The air was alive with the sizzle of food, the beat of a drum, and the murmur of 100 conversations. People sold hand-woven bracelets, people sold pyramids of fruit. A young boy with a bright, infectious smile stood over a cart, fanning flames under roasting corn. He saw me looking and held out a piece, the steam rising from the golden kernels. I bought one with the few coins I had, and the taste was revelatory. Warm, sweet, smoky. It was the most delicious thing I had ever eaten. A little further on, a woman in a brilliant red dress was dancing near a small bonfire, her movements fluid and joyful, surrounded by a circle of clapping friends. A small girl tugged me toward them. I hesitated for only a second before letting her lead me. The women shuffled over, making a space for me as if they had been expecting me all along. They offered flatbread and melon. They spoke with soft voices and expressive hands. We traded photos, my family, my home, the snow of my country, their children and grandparents. They taught me words for bread, moon, and friend. Yeah, it was, unexpectedly wonderful. Section 5. The lesson in the loss. The next day, armed with the hand-drawn map, I walked on with a renewed spirit. I made my way to the embassy in a nearby city. The bus driver recognized me and gave me a thumbs up as I boarded. At a small printing shop, the owner helped me make copies of my documents. He refused payment. He offered me another cup of sweet tea while I waited. The embassy staff were professional and kind. Their efficiency felt impersonal compared to the warmth I'd just experienced. In the sterile waiting room, I had time to think. The woman with the blue scarf who touched my arm. The baker with flour on his apron sharing tea. The man who wrote me a new map by hand. The women at the market sharing food and stories. They were strangers. They owed me nothing. Yet they gave me their time. They gave me their compassion. They gave me their trust. They asked for nothing in return but a shared smile. My passport was gone. That was the stark truth. But, in its absence, I found something more valuable. I found the reality of human connection. When plans fall apart, you rely on what's essential, the kindness of others. My trip had been about seeing places. This detour became about seeing people. A scary day turned into one of my most heartwarming experiences. Now, when I pack, my preparations are different. I pack extra copies of my documents, tucked away in different places. I also pack a greater sense of openness. I carry the memory that the world isn't as frightening when you're not alone. A lost document can be an unplanned invitation to be vulnerable, to trust, to receive the small, priceless gifts strangers give. The real journey isn't where you go, it's how people change you. Well, it's a lesson I'll keep.